Today we're going to do a proportion review. This should go back to probably your middle school-ish level, but we're going to set up to review solving proportion or using proportions to solve percent problems. Is where we're headed with this, but I just wanted to get a review going. I know this is a concept that you also use in science on occasion, so it's good to review it here. A proportion is two equivalent ratios, and a ratio is just kind of looks like a fraction. We write it in math as a fraction, but it's a comparison of two quantities. So this is A to B is equal to C to D. And so the equivalent ratios form a proportion. And we can tell that they're equal because their cross products will be equal. And that whole concept of cross products is what we're going to be using in our lesson today. And so the cross products means I just multiply diagonally. So A times D should be the same as C times B. And then I can use that to solve. An example of a true proportion, and I'll just kind of do one that's fairly obvious. 4 over 6 is equivalent to, let's go 10 over 15. If it's in fact a true proportion, then I should be able to multiply diagonally and get the same answer. So that means that 4 times 15 is the same as 6 times 10. And 60 equals 60 is a true statement. So yes, this is a proportion. Again, if we're going to be solving a proportion, we want to be able to make the statement true. So we're going to be looking for the missing value. And we can do it with a real nice shortcut just by plugging stuff in your calculator. And so when I do that, if I'm going to be solving for number 1, what I'm going to do is, again, use that concept of cross products, and I will multiply diagonally. And so it's 10 times 9 should equal 6 times r. And I need to figure out what r has to be. And I can do that by just dividing the 6 out. So it would be 90 equals 6r, divide by 6, divide by 6. And I would get my final answer, 15 equals r. I don't even set this up and solve it with this whole process of an equation if I don't have to. If I just have one variable like I do in this case, and r just freestanding here, wherever the variable is standing, I can just multiply the two numbers that are diagonal, in this case 9 times 10, and then divide by the one that's across from the variable. Now this will work, again, if it's just a freestanding single variable. If it's not, then I have to do more of the equation style setup. So on this one, the two that are diagonal is 4 times 6. The number across from the variable is 10. So that's all I do is plug in my calculator, 4 times 6 divided by 10. So 4 times 6 is 24 divided by 10. Again, plug, plug, plug. I get 2.4 for my answer, so n is 2.4. Now, this shortcut, like I said, again, can be used if the variable is freestanding. But if there's something in front of the variable, then I can't use that shortcut as easily. And so when I look at a problem like number 3, that 7 is in front of the x, so I'm going to have to go back to this solving equation form. But what I do is the same. This is 10 times 9 equals 3 times 7x, or 90 equals 21x, and then I can do my division. I would end up just doing 90 divided by 21 to get my value of x. And I need a calculator to do that, so I'll pull out my calculator. And 90 divided by 21, just plugging it in. I get, looks like 4.28571. So X is roughly 4.29-ish. Two numbers after the decimal is good enough, okay? And so then the last one, we'll go through that same concept again. I can't use this shortcut method where I just do the product if the variable is not freestanding. In this case, it's got the 8 by it, so I have to multiply 4 times 6 equals 8 times 8n. The order that you multiply these doesn't matter. I could do 8 times 8n equals 4 times 6 or whatever, but it's just a matter of making sure that you do your cross products. And so then I will do divide by 64, divide by 64. So 24 divided by 64 is what's going to give me the n value that I'm looking for. So 24 divided by 64, again, depending on my calculator, I plug it in. 3.75 is what I get. So you can finish your homework from there, and have a great day.